Hello and welcome to Master Your Mindset with your host, Isis Foster. This is the place to be for anyone who is on a personal development journey. I will be sharing with you my own mindset hacks and personal past experiences. Please subscribe and share if you enjoy what I'm about to share with you and you've taken value from it. You never know who may need to hear it. Hey guys, welcome back to Master Your Mindset. I am your host, Isis Foster, and today I'm going to be sharing with you the 7 ways you can regulate your nervous system, whatever the situation is. So these are the 7 things that I have implemented into my day-to-day life, whether I'm having a calm and stress-free day, or I'm the complete opposite end and I have got a million and one things to check off my to-do list and I feel completely overwhelmed. These are the 7 techniques that you can also implement into your day-to-day life wherever you are on that spectrum. So number 1, and this is so important in this day and age where social media is literally everywhere. I actually cannot remember the last time I went through a whole day without clicking on at least one platform of social media. It is so crazy how much of a toll social media has on our day-to-day life. So although we may not be able to completely block it out because it is literally everywhere, we can take frequent breaks within our day to be able to step away from social media. And I say this from experience because I was that girl in her teens and early 20s who literally lived for Instagram, and Snapchat was a big thing at the time too. So those 2 platforms I was on all day long. I literally couldn't get enough of it. And then at the end of the day, I would sit there and think, what have I actually achieved today? And most of the time it would be absolutely nothing. And it's so crazy to think that you are given so much time, so much energy to sites and platforms which really don't even know who you are. They don't know who your personality is. They don't really know that you exist as a human, because it is literally an electronic site. So make sure that if you are using those platforms, and I know that everyone these days has an account on at least one social media platform, that is amazing. If you can monetize it, even better. However, make sure you are not giving all of your hours of your day to those sites. Make sure that you are able to step away and have healthy breaks. So what can you do in those healthy breaks, some of you may ask? Well, first of all, my biggest thing that I love doing when I'm having like a social media ban or a little break from going on social media is to go for a walk. And I know we live in England, guys. Well, most of us who are listening will be living in England, where the weather right now is not great. However, we are so lucky that we can walk out onto the streets and it be safe for us. So make sure that you are utilising the freedom that we have here. Go out for a walk, maybe go to the gym, do a workout, book yourself into a class. However it is that you want to move your body, if you have spent hours and hours and hours sat on social media and then you just continue to stay in your house, you're not actually helping yourself in any shape or form. If you get out, breathe some fresh air, move your body, you're actually creating more serotonin and endorphins, which will be running around your body. These are the hormones which make you feel good about yourself. So have you ever done a workout and then afterwards you think, oh my gosh, I actually am so glad that I did that? Yeah, that's because you have created endorphins, which are now chasing each other around your body to make you feel better about yourself. And that's how you build up momentum. So if you are a couch potato, like I was in my late teens and early 20s, and I'd rather lie on my back on the sofa, scroll through Instagram all day long, then you need to break that cycle right now. Because I promise you, nothing good comes from lying on that sofa, just scrolling aimlessly through social media. So if you are like that, definitely try and break the cycle, and the easiest way to do that is by starting off slow. Start with the bare minimum. Open your door, get out, get some fresh air, go for a walk, move your body, book into a gym class if you're signed up to a gym, book yourself into a personal training session if you've got a personal trainer. However it is that you want to move your body, give yourself that, because you deserve to be operating at your highest standards. Tip number 3 for how you can regulate your nervous system is to make sure that you are surrounding yourself with people who align with the person that you want to be. Spend time with your loved ones. Spend time with people at work who make you feel good. If some of you are currently in jobs which you absolutely hate, try and pick out a few things about the job which you enjoy. Some of those things may actually be the people that you work with. Although the job may be absolutely shit, the people that you work with may actually make your job worthwhile, and that may actually be the only reason you are still there. So spend more time with them. If you're a girly who doesn't have a huge friendship group, maybe your friends live so far away from you, go to social media to try and find new friends. Honestly, the amount of people that I've met through social media who are now some of my closest friends is incredible. And if you don't know how to do this, geotag places that you would like to go to yourself, places that align with your vision, places that align with the person who you want to be, and then connect. That is literally the power of having social media, being able to connect with people all over the world and people who are also on our doorstep who we don't even know exist. So spend time with people you love. And I think in day-to-day life, where we are right now, the majority of us will work a Monday to Friday job. And then by the time it gets to the weekend, everybody is absolutely shattered. So they usually don't see anyone. Or if they do, it's to go out and get really, really boozed up because they're celebrating something or because they're trying to drown their sorrows for how much they've hated their week. Whichever one it is, make sure that when Monday comes around again, you are the best possible version of yourself so you can show up in the best way for the week ahead. There is literally nothing worse than being trapped in that cycle. And I say that because I have been trapped in that cycle before. It was so hard coming out of university where you're drinking 3 times a week because there's events on so frequently, especially if you're within a sports society, which I was. And then coming out of that and trying to get a big girl job, I was like, whoa, what have I missed? Because I had so many friends that didn't go to university. I had so many friends that literally finished sixth form, got their A-levels, and then went and got a job straight away. Maybe it was so many people I know went and got internships. Some people went and worked for family members. If you're lucky enough to do that, then that is absolutely incredible. But for people like myself who had to break free of the cycle of binge drinking for 3 days sometimes in a row to then not drinking at all because you had a Monday to Friday full-time job, it was a lot. But breaking free of that cycle was honestly the best thing that I ever did because it really put what I wanted into perspective. So if you are somebody who works Monday to Friday full time and then at the weekend binge drinks because you're trying to drown your sorrows for the week because you hate your Monday to Friday, then maybe it's time that you reevaluate what your Monday to Friday looks like. Because if you feel like you have to drink to get over how you feel for 5 days of the week, that's not a good place to be in. And there are so many ways that you can get through that. I speak from experience because I literally did that. I felt like every single weekend I had to drink because that's what everyone else was doing. I also realised that if I didn't drink, everyone around me was going to be like, oh, you're so boring, Isis. Why are you not drinking? And then number 3, when I broke free of that cycle, I was like, what have I been doing for all of these years? Because I wish that I'd done this sooner. I'm now at the point in my life where when I do drink, it genuinely is to celebrate somebody's achievements, whether it be my own or a family member or a really close friend. I don't feel that I need to drink in order to dim a light on what my day-to-day looks like because I love my day-to-day so much now. And when you're at that place in your life, it is such a powerful feeling because then you don't let an external source overpower how you feel internally about yourself. So just maybe take a step back and ask yourself why it is that you are drinking so much. And if you are a binge drinker at the weekend, why are you doing that? Is it because you don't like your day-to-day setup? Is it because there's something in your life which you're trying to dim out so you don't have to focus on it? Is it something that you know that you need to sort out, but you're not really doing it right now? Whatever it is, just take a moment, sit down with yourself, because the moment you figure that out, you are then in power of changing whatever it is. So, number 4 of how to regulate your nervous system. Listen to calming music. Anyone who knows me knows how much I love listening to binaural beats. It is so helpful if you work from home and you're just trying to get shit done. I don't find listening to the Top Hits UK or New Music Friday, those kind of things on Spotify, I find really distracting. Basically anything with words, I feel distracts my mind. So I literally have to listen to music that doesn't have any words and it just has a slow beat. And binaural beats, honestly, game changer. If you haven't heard of them, you can literally just type into Spotify binaural beats and so many playlists will come up. I actually found out about this through someone else on Spotify when I was listening to somebody else's podcast. They were saying that they love listening to it, and I was like, do you know what? I need to find a bit of a back tune whilst I'm doing things, because sitting in silence sometimes, I think the only time I really sit in silence is when I'm recording podcasts, like now, for example, because you can't have anything playing in the background. But when I am trying to focus on something, like when I'm creating courses or I am planning sessions with my clients, whatever it is, I always have to have that beat in the background because it's got something in it called a gamma wave, and that gamma wave actually focuses your brain so you can become more productive. So that's my top tip for if you are somebody who's looking for a backbeat but doesn't want to be completely distracted. That is what I've used for years and years and years. So binaural beats, have a look on Spotify because honestly, game changer, girls. Number 5, practice deep breathing. And I have spoken about this on a few podcast episodes previously, but your breathing state can change absolutely everything within you. Like if you think about it right now, I want you all to take 6 really, really fast, quick breaths like this. And literally, like after doing that, I do feel a bit sweaty, and that was so quick. And your breathing can change the state of your mind. It can change the state of your heartbeat. It can change the state of your blood flow, and it also can change the state of your nervous system. So if you think about someone who is having a panic attack, for example, they are going to be breathing in that way. They're going to be taking really fast, short, sharp breaths. And that never actually helps. So why do you think people, when they see someone having a panic attack, the first thing they will say is breathe slowly, because that automatically regulates your nervous system. So if you find yourself in a stressful situation, maybe you're going into work and you know you're going to get an absolute bollocking from your boss because you haven't completed the presentation, which they have told you had to be completed by today. And you've done it and you just know it's not going to be very good. Whichever one it is, I can guarantee you now, you will be walking into that boardroom with your heart beating so fast, your palms will probably be sweaty, you'll probably be taking really short, sharp breaths. If you find yourself in that situation, focus on your breathing. Before you even step foot in there, breathe slowly, as in like this. Take 6 of those. In through your mouth and out through your nose. And I promise you now, this is something which I have practiced for so long now, to the point that I can't actually remember the last time I got myself in a fluster, because I'm so on board with how much your breathing implements your nervous system. So if you can get your breathing under control, you can regulate your whole nervous system. So make sure you are practicing deep breathing, because this will help you so much in the future. And last but not least, your sleep, guys. This, if not one of the best, the very best tip I could ever give you. As somebody who thought they could survive on like 5 to 6 hours sleep when they were at uni, I can tell you now, I absolutely can't. And anyone who says they can, I genuinely don't believe that anyone can survive fully and wholeheartedly on less than 8 hours sleep. If you sleep 6 hours and then try to function the next day, you might be all right for a couple of hours in the morning, but at some point in that day, you're going to start flagging. If you sleep for 8 hours the night before, I promise you now, you can go the whole day and into the night, and then only when it gets to your nighttime will you feel like, okay, I'm a bit tired now. And that is the difference in 2 hours sleep. If you are somebody who goes to sleep really, really late, but then has to wake up really, really early, why? What is there on this earth that is more important than you prioritising something which is going to make you perform at a higher level? Because I honestly don't believe there is anything out there. I have worked with people who have run massive organisations, scaled businesses to 6-7 figures. And the one thing that they all have in common is that they come to me with a sense of burnout. And when we peel back all the layers and figure out why they've got to this stage, the one thing they all have in common is the lack of sleep. And if there is something that I could give you right now to be able to overcome this, it would be just going to bed earlier. If you are somebody who enjoys going to bed late, but then you hate getting up in the morning, you have the power to be able to go to bed earlier and then get up at the time you're supposed to get up. And like I said, I've worked with so many clients who have been in this cycle of work, and then sleep when I'm done. When you peel back all those layers of why they've got to this stage of burnout, you will see that they have actually done this to themselves. They have been their own worst critic in all the work they have produced because they are just absolutely shattered. So if you are somebody right now who is running a 6, 7, even 8-figure business and you feel like you're on the verge of breakout, let me tell you right now that you are not going to be producing any better work by not sleeping. The best thing that you could do for yourself is to get a decent night's sleep every single night so that when you wake up the next day, you can produce the best work ever. Thank you for tuning in this week, guys. It honestly means the world to me that so many of you tune in from all over the world each week to listen to what I have to say. And the way that we can grow as a community is by sharing this knowledge with friends, family, workers, people that we know around us who may need this advice. So please feel free to share on social media and tag me at IsisFoster1 if there has been anything that you have related to in this podcast or anything that you know can help people around you. I can't wait to tune in again with you next week.